quick TLDR on what's going on for this presentation, kind of an agenda for what's happened this week. Want to point out a few things. We were working on revenue share and tokenomic changes as of last week. So we'll be talking about that a little bit more. We had a successful front-end demo with our contracts and the UI this past week. Along with we're working on the guardrails for protecting our new single pool strategies. We're also finalizing the beta strategies, and we will be deploying soon. Some more information on that to come. And we're also trying to get some more feedback from you guys, some alpha testers to start testing out the new product. So that's what's on the agenda for today. So where were we last week? Just a quick recap. Last week, we were demoing the protected single pools with the UI. And the week prior to that, we were demoing internally the single pool strategies contracts and only the contracts. There's no front end for that yet. We were able to successfully internally demo the UI now. So we successfully have a working product internally. We're just doing some final beta tests on our end for that now. As far as documentation from last week, some user documentation went out along with some strategy decisions for which strategies and protocols we're going to be launching for beta. There's also some ideation last week. You guys were only aware of some that we prioritized some ideas, not exactly what those ideas were. We've also begun modeling those ideas last week. So there's some new updates on those this week. So for this week, the protected single pool beta strategies are almost finalized. We're working on verifying that all strategies work as intended. We've decided upon most of the strategies. There is one strategy that's actually up for vote right now. I believe that is AIP3. It could be two. We have two live right now. So if you want to see our ETH launched on beta, go vote for that in our snapshot. That was the one that was brought to attention in the ideation channel and was passed through governance polling and eventually went to snapshot. So if you are a supporter of our ETH, go ahead and go vote for that if you want to see it on beta launch. The other governance proposal that went to snapshot this week was actually decreasing the time of the governance process. So right now it's pretty much 7 days to get to governance polling and then 7 days to get to snapshot. And we are decreasing this to, I believe, 5 and 3 days, respectively. This will help us just move faster. We wanted your feedback, and it seemed that this was supported and voted for in governance polling, so it went to snapshot. There's also been some new updates on the Arch or vArch utility ideation. We've been working on this for the past few weeks, and this is pretty important. So we're making sure that we're modeling all the numbers out, making sure these things make sense for both the users and the protocol as a business. So we've been taking our time on it, making sure no stone is left unturned. There's going to be some more information coming soon, specifically about some revenue share models. So that's the big update for our utility. There will be revenue share. We're not going to be sharing any more information about that, but it will be coming very soon. We are also working on the back end for our guardrails. These guardrails is what protects our users from anything like impermanent loss or severe depegging events for our new product. And these are being implemented as we speak. The product cannot be launched successfully unless these are in place. And over the past week or so, we've outlined specific details regarding when these guardrails will trigger, what exactly does a healthy pool look like. Most of this is contract work, non-visual stuff like this says, boring non-visual stuff. It's mainly to make sure our protection algorithm is functioning correctly and those funds are safe. The beta guardrails will be public with the beta strategies, just so you guys are aware. And further utility and tokenomic ideation is underway. Revenue share is not the only thing that we are working on. We're working on other facets as well. We've prioritized some specific ideas, and again, we're making sure that we are modeling all of those specific ideas out. We don't want to leave anything to question. And where we're going for next week, the My Dashboard page is still in progress. It is under redesign, and there is a spec underway for this. This will be needed for users, you guys, to manage your positions on beta launch. So it's important for you to have a dashboard or a portfolio page um, to be able to monitor and manage your current positions. We're also continuing to work on the Arch VRH utility ideation. This is going to be a work in progress for quite some time. It's something that doesn't necessarily ever have an end. We can continue to improve, always receive your guys' feedback and update these models according to your feedback and demand. One small update that we're working on is actually adding Wallet Connect functionality. A lot of multi-sigs use Wallet Connect along with some users. So we wanted to make sure that we support all wallet types, and Wallet Connect is a step towards that direction. The single pool beta launch preparation is still underway. We're working on those guardrails to make sure all funds are as safe as we could possibly make them in our strategies. Make sure that our algorithm is functioning correctly. We've made some decisions on those health check values, and we are continuing to develop these pools for you guys. The launch preparation is still underway. There's some tests being done. And we will make sure to communicate with you once we have a date in mind for this launch. Also, continued development on the leverage smart contracts and the Omni Pool smart contracts. As you know, the protected single pool is just the first step to the end product goal, which is sustainable leverage and Omni Pools. In order to get Omni Pools, we need to make sure that these single protected pools function correctly, and then we can build these Omni Pools on top of that. So that is a continuous development over the next coming months. Some partnerships. There's a little bit of an update on position and roles. As you guys know, Max joined us as our product manager a few weeks ago, and I was originally the product manager, the intern product manager. I've taken on more of a role to focus on partnerships now that we have a technical lead on product. So I'll be focusing on making sure that we have proper launch partners to provide, sorry, not provide, basically partners to launch with that you guys are interested in. So any protocols that you guys are currently using, would love to hear some feedback on who you'd like to see us build on top of, what kind of strategies that you'd love to see on Archimedes. Some that we have currently in the works are PenPy Pendle. I know that these guys have been attracting a lot of liquidity recently with this yield token and principal token narrative where you can short or long yield. PenPy is also one of the largest holders of Pendle, so they can funnel a decent bit of Pendle incentives to the pools that they're hosting. And with the new product, this is pretty important. We want to deploy on top of protocols that have these boosted types of rewards so that the users can earn multiple types of tokens and they get the best return, basically. Some other partnerships to mention, Alchemix has not been formally announced, but we do have a partnership with them. And we will actually be deploying an LETH strategy for beta specifically. We'll also be in talks with Frax for some of their Frax BP pools, and maybe some Curve USD pools to come in the future. There's many more to come. Partnerships are pretty endless, so feel free to post an ideation channel if you guys have any thoughts on protocols that you'd like to see. I know that I believe, I'm sorry, I don't know how to pronounce your name. Folek Torres. I'm not sure. I saw that you had a Umami Finance ideation. I just sent a message out previous to this call, actually. We are currently exploring that, just doing our due diligence to see how exactly we might be able to build on top of them. And um, yeah, so that proposal is a perfect example of what you guys can do if you'd like to see a different partnership or new strategy on top of the new product. And finally, we are looking for testers. Our product is beginning to shape into what we imagined for our roadmap and what you guys helped us figure out along the way based off of our V1 user feedback. Ultimately, we want to build a product that you guys are happy with. This is for you. So we would love to get some feedback and have people test out a product, hop on a call. We can run you through the UI, run you through some of the strategies, and get your feedback. That would be super important to us. So if anybody wants to do that, feel free to just post in the discussions chat. We'll have a mod reach out to you, or I'll notice it and I can reach out to you individually. But we would love people to test out the product. And that wraps up the product update this week. If there's any questions that you guys have, feel free to type in the chat or you can unmute and speak up here. You can also throw in any ideations into the governance channel and you can post in the discussion channel. And I will leave the floor open if anybody wants to send a chat real quick. Feel free to do so.